In the misty dawn of ancient China during the Shang dynasty lived a man named Li Jing. He wasn't just any man. He was a high-ranking military commander stationed at the strategic Chentang Pass. He and his wife, Lady Yin, had a seemingly perfect life, already blessed with 2 sons, Jinza and Muza. But for 3 long years and 6 strange months, Lady Yin was pregnant with their 3rd child. This wasn't a normal pregnancy. It was an ordeal filled with bizarre dreams and an unsettling sense of anticipation. The entire household buzzed with whispers. Was this a blessing or a curse? One night, a Taoist immortal named Taiyi Zhenran appeared to Lady Yin in a dream. He presented her with a magical pearl and placed it in her womb, prophesying that the child would be extraordinary. The next day, the labor pains finally began. But instead of a baby, Lady Yin gave birth to a round, fleshy ball of meat. A meatball. Li Jing, seeing this unnatural sight, was horrified. Believing it to be a demon, he drew his sword and slashed at it. But as the sword struck, the ball of flesh burst open, and out jumped a fully grown boy. He was already walking and talking, holding a golden ring in one hand and a strip of red silk in the other. This was no ordinary child. This was Ne Zha. Just as confusion turned to awe, Taiyi Zhenran himself descended from the heavens. He saw the boy and immediately recognized his destiny. He took Ne Zha as his disciple, gifting him the universe ring and the red armillary sash, the very treasures the boy was born with. He named the boy Ne Zha, and so our hero's journey began. Ne Zha was a whirlwind of energy. He was incredibly strong, super mischievous, and had a spirit that couldn't be tamed. Life at Chentong Pass was peaceful, perhaps a little too peaceful for a boy with divine power coursing through his veins. One scorching summer day, feeling restless, Ne Zha decided to cool off by the nearby sea, which happened to be the domain of the Dragon King of the East Sea, A.O. Guang. He took his red armillary sash and dipped it into the water, swishing it back and forth. But this was no ordinary piece of silk. As Ne Zha played, the sash unleashed tremendous power, shaking the very foundations of the Dragon King's underwater palace. The sea churned violently, waves crashed, and the Crystal Palace trembled as if an earthquake had struck. Furious at this disturbance, the Dragon King sent his favorite Yuxia scout, Li Zhen, to investigate. When Li Zhen emerged from the waves and saw it was just a boy causing all the chaos, he was furious and charged at Ne Zha. But Ne Zha, with a flick of his wrist, hurled his universe ring. The golden ring flew through the air and struck the Yuxia down instantly. He had defeated a sea demon without even breaking a sweat. When the scout didn't return, the Dragon King grew worried and angry. He sent his 3rd son, the Crown Prince, Ao Bing, to find out what happened. Ao Bing was a powerful dragon in his own right, and when he discovered what Ne Zha had done, he was enraged. He confronted Ne Zha, demanding an apology and retribution for the slain Yuxia. Ne Zha, never one to back down from a fight, scoffed at the prince's threats. A fierce battle erupted between them. Ao Bing transformed into his true dragon form, a majestic and terrifying sight, breathing fire and summoning tidal waves. But Ne Zha was a force of nature himself. He was nimble, powerful, and armed with celestial weapons. The fight was intense, a clash of divine powers. In the end, using his wits and his incredible strength, Ne Zha defeated the Dragon Prince. And not only did he defeat him, but he also pulled out one of his dragon tendons. Intending to make a belt for his father, Li Jing. Imagine the Dragon King's horror when he learned of his son's fate. Consumed by grief and rage, Guang stormed to the heavens to report Ne Zha's actions to the Jade Emperor, the supreme ruler of all deities. But Ne Zha was clever. He knew the Dragon King would seek revenge, using an invisibility talisman given to him by his master. He followed Guang to the gates of heaven. Before the Dragon King could even present his case, Ne Zha ambushed him. He beat the mighty Dragon King so severely that Guang was forced to transform into a tiny snake to escape. Ne Zha made him promise never to bother his family or the people of Chentang Pass again. He thought he had solved the problem, but you don't just beat up a Dragon King and expect things to go back to normal. Guang, humiliated and seething, broke his promise. He gathered his 3 dragon brothers, the kings of the North, South, and West Seas. Together, they unleashed their full fury upon Chentang Pass. They summoned colossal waves, torrential rains, and dark storms, threatening to flood the entire city and drown every single person unless Li Jing handed over his son, Ne Zha. The people of Chentang Pass were terrified. They cried and begged Li Jing to save them. Li Jing was torn. He loved his son, but he was also a commander responsible for the lives of his people. He saw the suffering, the fear in their eyes, and the rising waters that threatened to consume everything. Seeing the devastation his actions had caused, Ne Zha was filled with a profound sense of guilt and responsibility. He understood that this was his fight, and his alone. He couldn't let innocent people suffer for his deeds. But in a moment of incredible self-sacrifice, he stood before the Dragon Kings and the terrified townspeople. He declared, "This is my doing, and I will bear the consequences." He then returned his own flesh and bones to his parents, a symbolic act of repaying the debt of his birth. With one final heroic act, Ne Zha took his own life to appease the wrath of the Dragon Kings and save the people. The storms ceased. The waters receded, and Chentang Pass was saved. But Ne Zha, the mischievous, powerful, and ultimately heroic boy, was gone. But this is not where Ne Zha's story ends. His soul, untethered from its mortal form, drifted to his master Tai Yi. The immortal, deeply moved by his disciples' sacrifice, decided to give him a second chance at life. He gathered lotus roots, stems, and blossoms from a sacred pond. Using his divine magic and the essence of these pure lotuses, he reconstructed a new body for Ne Zha. Ne Zha was reborn. No longer a boy of flesh and blood, but a deity crafted from lotus, purer and more powerful than before. to arm his reborn disciple for the battles to come. Tai Genron gave him new weapons, the incredible fire-tipped spear and the magical wind-fire wheels. With these wheels under his feet, Ne Zha could travel at lightning speed across the heavens and the earth. His first thought upon rebirth was revenge. He sought out his father, Li Jing, whom he blamed for not protecting him. A great chase ensued, with Ne Zha determined to make his father pay. But another powerful immortal intervened, gifting Li Jing a golden pagoda that could trap any foe. This magical pagoda was the one thing that could subdue the fiery spirit of the reborn Ne Zha, forcing him to reconcile with his father. From that day forward, Ne Zha's journey truly began. He was no longer just a mischievous boy, but a protector deity. He joined the forces of King Wu in the Great War to overthrow the corrupt Shang dynasty. Fighting alongside his father and brothers, he battled demons, rogue gods, and powerful sorcerers, becoming one of the most celebrated heroes in the Celestial Army. His story is a powerful tale of rebellion, sacrifice, and rebirth. He starts as a problem child, a divine troublemaker, but through his trials, he learns the true meaning of heroism and responsibility. He teaches us that even when we make mistakes, even when things seem hopeless, there is always a chance for redemption. Ne Zha is a symbol of untamable spirit, of fighting for what's right, and of the incredible power that can be born from sacrifice. He remains one of the most beloved and iconic figures in Chinese mythology, a rebellious young god who carved his own destiny. Thanks so much for watching this epic tale unfold. If you enjoyed this journey into mythology, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories. Let me know in the comments which mythological figure you'd like to see next. See you in the next video.